Greetings, this is July 17th. It's about 10 o'clock p.m. and just waiting for the updated infrared that comes in about 12:30, the MODIS system updates. I'm not noticing any dramatic change or expansion in the afternoon infrared, but I would like to show you some of the challenges. We're looking at an area around Kootenay Lake and specifically on the eastern shore near Destiny Bay and Boswell. This caught my attention yesterday, and I'm looking at Kootenay Lake and I notice heat detections. If we zoom in, we can see 5 hotspots just offshore south of Boswell. So unless there's been something very tragic and dramatic going on there, we're looking at a probable error in the way we are perceiving the infrared. And if we turn off the VWIRS Suomi system, sure enough, the infrared disappears. So it didn't actually occur in the water. It may have been the reflectance angle at which the orbiting satellite perceived the data. Whatever the reason, it's important to get multiple sources of information. That's where ground reports are especially crucial in a wildfire situation, especially if there's cloud cover or any obscurity. And that is the situation that we're looking at today. Great bands of cloud have moved in from the north as well. In the south, they're pushing from the southwest up into the interior. Looking at the southeastern portion of British Columbia, we can still see infrared on the ground, and we can see those smoke and haze buildups in the valleys and the low-lying areas. Likewise, if you're in Merritt, it probably seemed like a pretty clear day, but all around to the north there is haze, and to the west and east there's cloud cover. So get confirmation if the heat detections look like they're in a fairly strange spot, or if you're not picking up any infrared at all. So as well as checking the ground reports, one of the things I do is subscribe to NASA's firm system and get heat detection updates sent to my email. And this is showing an area around Chasm Park, and there's a couple of new hotspots that popped up moving in a northeastward direction. When I check the data on screen, I can see yes, those indications have been moving northeasterly away from the chasm. Then I also go to DRIVEBC and I can see if there's a visual confirmation. It may look like there is some cloud and haze in the distance there. It gives me an idea of what's happening in the atmosphere. So a quick tour of the area. I jumped over to Young Lake, and there's no heat detection showing to the southeast of Young Lake. I know that there was infrared showing yesterday. Here we're looking at a screen of all the heat detections that were gathered over a week. So they're all grouped together in one cluster there. That's 7 days worth of information. And today, not seeing anything. There needs to be some more confirmation. Let's move northwest now. We're looking at the Flat Lake Fire. This is west of Highway 97, west of Green Lake, and adjacent almost to 83 Mile Lake. It has had movement to the southeast. We were watching a buildup of infrared over the last couple days. There appears to be now some winds coming in from the southwest. So if there's cloud cover moving in, it's crucial to get those ground reports. We're jumping to DRIVEBC's webcam at Begbie. This is high up in the summit. We're looking north towards 100 Mile House, and there's a lot of haze in the sky. If we check in on windy, we can see there's an area of relative calm right around the fire zone, but there are potential winds coming in from the southwest, and then over on the other side to the right of the screen, there could be winds coming in from the southeast. And when we look at the forecast, today there was a lot of gusts coming in from the west, but tomorrow they could actually shift and come from the northeast. So there's turbulence, different wind variation in speed, mostly peaking in the afternoon, and then there could be shifts over in the evening. Taking a look at the Canim area, it's also been relative calm today. I am seeing a few spots to the northwest of the lake, and then down to the southeast I'm noticing a few spots there. Yesterday we weren't picking up these hotspots, so I'm not sure if they're within existing perimeters. Just a note that these hotspots have shown up. They're in a large forested block, and when the air is a little clearer, we can go to the Sentinel system and zoom in and see where the actual burn areas are and what regions around Canim were affected. And we're looking at the VIIRS and some MODIS hotspots there. These don't mean that there's fire encompassing that entire square. They just mean that somewhere within that square, heat was detected. If we jump to the north, we're going up to the Nechako area. Didn't see any heat detections yesterday, but now I'm seeing one to the east of Nechako. And when I look on Windy, I see they got rain. It only looks like a couple millimeters. I don't believe that was enough to completely extinguish these fires, so likely there is more heat in that area. We're just not picking it up due to cloud cover. And do be aware that on the forecast, looking ahead to Wednesday, we're seeing very significant gusts above 50 kilometers an hour coming from the west. So if you're in that area, check with BC Wildfire and find out what their recommendations are. We've moved to a screen showing an image of the area around Ashcroft, Highway 1, Wallaqueen, Juniper Beach. This is the Tremont fire. It's moved in a northeastern direction, pushing eastward across what looks like a diagonal infrastructure line there. It has made an approach towards the Thompson River. There are random clusters of infrared in the forested blocks, and then I can also see these diagonal controlled patterns, so there may be some fuel reduction strategies at play there. Wildfire crews may be working to reduce spread to the northeast. If we jump to DRIVEBC and look at the cam at Savona pointing west, we actually see blue sky up there. There's some movement in the clouds. Looking to the left-hand portion of the screen, there is haze in the distance. So if you're in the area, check with DRIVEBC or check the BC Wildfire Map. There may be limits to access. We're jumping southeast now. This is east of Merritt, south of Kamloops, the White Rock Lake fire. It made some dramatic moves eastward on those southwest winds. It seems to be held at this point. It's right up against the Douglas Lake Road and the Salmon River FSR. To the northeast is Westwold and then Falkland. Looking at the predictions for Windy, there could be increased gusts in the afternoon coming from the southwest above 20, maybe even 30 kilometers an hour. So if you're northeast of this location, you want to be aware and check your access routes and check for the ground reports. And how you do that, we're looking at an area on the Lower Arrow Lakes. That's the Michaud fire to the left, and then Octopus Creek on the eastern side of the lake. And if we go to the links below in the description, go to the BC Wildfire, there's a shortcut to the map. You can go to the situation page as well. Click on the icon, the little fire icon within the fire zone. A window will pop up, and then click on more information. That'll give you a breakdown of what's happening on the ground, what wildfire crews are doing, and what you can expect. This one is not an interface fire currently. It has gone through some fairly remote territory. Crews are on scene. They're building a machine guard on the northern flank. There's an abundance of dry fuels, and it has a tendency to move in a northward direction. If we zoom out, look at the province, there's what appears to be less infrared overall, but again, some of this could be obscured by smoke, cloud, and in a wildfire situation, sometimes the data is not as timely as we'd like. Here we're looking at a screen showing an update of the VWIRS system scanning the province, and it's only covered a small portion. So we have to wait sometimes hours after the fact to get the information. That's why ground reports or ground truthing is so important, and I really do appreciate your comments letting us know what's happening in your area. Be safe out there. Check up on friends and relatives and neighbors. Make sure everybody's doing okay. It's been a little bit cooler. Hopefully these clouds bring in some rain, but be prepared. It's wildfire season. Thank you very much for watching, and keep your nose to the breeze.